You're listening to Roots and Rise with Kels and Maddie.
Rooted in wisdom, rising together.
You gotta be cool. Okay, today we're talking about Kelly's butt.
Yeah.
So let's.
Peaches.
Yesterday morning, 5 a.m., she walks up. It's full on leggings, and I am telling you, when I say all of the jaws dropped, because you have never seen anything as beautiful.
Wow. It was I told her, it's the first time I've understood, why people like butts.
You know what's not in? What's not in is in fashion where you have that extraordinarily there's no meat on the bone. And I want to say this, your body's beautiful as is. Mm-hmm. But when I say I have goals for 2026, the goals exist in Kelly's behind.
Hotcakes.
Holy.
A whole stack of them.
I went home after the workout and I was like, do you know what? Because I told you guys recently about all the sorority girls that gave me the compliment that one time years ago. And I rode off of that high for
forever.
Months, years.
Yeah.
When I got home, I was like, why do girls even like boys' compliments? Because what I feel from this morning, everyone, the jaws dropping, everyone, It was like every 3 minutes someone would say something. It really, I was fully charged.
So what we take from this is you have to support your girls. When you see something and it's radiant,
see it, say it.
Yes.
Speak up.
You guys are really good about that, though. Everyone in the garage always.
I think it's because we all work out together, which makes you confident. And when you're confident, you don't feel threatened by other people. And so you're like, oh, I can see the goodness in you. And it doesn't diminish the goodness in me. In fact, I'm like, that's my friend. It makes me cooler.
Amen.
Yes.
I am bootylicious adjacent.
For sure.
It really, I've thought about it nonstop.
And the same thing is I got to school, my girls' school early today, and our other best friend, Taylor, works there. She's my daughter's teacher. And I felt so cool. I was like, hey, this is one of my best friends. She works here. She let me in. I'm
just a little better than everyone.
I know her. I'm just a little better than everyone because I know Taylor.
Actually, everyone is better from knowing Taylor.
Everyone that works out with us is better from knowing everyone that works out with us.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that the other day, not to pivot, but I was thinking about being in the early years of motherhood. And it was I was so desperate for human interaction that I would hang out with anyone who had the same schedule as me.
It's so true.
And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm so lucky and privileged to be able to pick and choose and be really picky about friendships because I haven't always had the luxury of doing that.
It is a luxury.
Yeah.
It actually really is.
Do you ever feel like we, somehow in a previous life, we all knew each other and we have now found each other again? Is that creepy or weird?
I've never thought it, but when you said it, I got chills because it just is like this puzzle that all fits together.
I'm sorry, but it's not common to walk into a space. I'll just say this, no shame, no bad blood or anything with anybody else. But it's to walk into a space and to feel completely seen and known almost instantaneously by women where you're if I were to see you on the street, I would be fearful because of how stunning and glorious you are. And then it's I just feel like I've known y'all.
Yeah.
I feel like I've known y'all.
It's a true, this is what I think is so powerful about women who truly love each other. And it's a real sisterhood. We're all so different. We have different styles, different interests, different personalities. And none of us try to change to become the other one. We hold on to who we are.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
You know what I mean? A lot of times, girls, when they get together, they're oh, we're going to start dressing the same. We like the same stuff. No one pivots from who they are. We all just love everybody for who they are.
I hadn't thought of that. That's so true.
And it's sisterhood because that's how you are with your sisters. You're that's just who my sister is.
Yeah.
And I can talk shit on her, but you cannot. Except for we don't do that.
Well, I think that's why also I felt safe so fast with you guys because it was the first few weeks of working out, which it's been
oh my God, a
year
year
and a
half?
half?
Yeah.
But the first few weeks, I noted in my brain, I was none of them have said anything else about people that aren't here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you meet friends,
Yep.
you're trying to meet new people and you get out there and it's like you realize, oh, there's a lot of discussing other humans that aren't in this room, and I don't love that. And no one has done that. No one did do that, and that made me feel so safe with you guys so fast.
It's a strict rule. Like,
I
we
love
don't
that
bond
you-
over.
I love
other
that you
people.
made that like a legitimate situation, though.
I will
You
say,
set the boundary.
when I started Garage Gals, I said, there's really no prerequisites other than you have to be kind. There's no gossiping here. We're not doing that thing where we get a bunch of women together and it's stereotypical, like, let's talk about other people and feel better about ourselves. Because we can elevate ourselves without including other people's shortcomings.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to encourage anybody that's listening to this, because we have some really fun new listeners. You guys have been really awesome about making sure you're letting us know that you're listening. If you are a person and you're listening to this and you're like, I live in the same area as them, like, why can't I work out with that group? This is your sign to start your own.
Yes.
This is your sign. You start your own. You bad girl or bad boy. You need to start your own, because you don't know. Your tribe could be waiting for you. You could, and Maddie has all the plans and stuff. This isn't to like necessarily create an advertisement for her,
Go
but
buy
it's
my
like,
plans.
but like, go get the plans and meet up and make some small groups out of it. You don't know if your bestie is waiting down the street.
Yeah.
Because
for you
guess
to
what?
Talk about this. Come on.
Life hack, he is. Everyone's waiting for someone to tell them what to do.
Like, honestly, I need Maddie to tell me what to do when I wake up in the morning. Kelly tells me what to do by literally existing. I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to look hot today. Had no idea. I wasn't aware, but now I'm aware.
Woke up like this.
So-
So anyway, the longest intro of all time.
Oh my gosh, we're still in the
Kelly.
intro.
So here's something
this
about Kelly.
is Kelly.
I'm gonna do my own personal.
I can't
like,
wait.
I listen to Impact Theory occasionally. The people that created Quest Nutrition.
Oh.
I
love
like
them.
they do a killer intro for their guests.
Okay, I want to hear
So
this.
here's the killer intro that is absolutely going to
born
come
for
up
this.
short. It's going to come up short.
Is it like Jason Kelsey introducing Taylor Swift? Is it gonna get that?
No,
loud?
it's going to be better.
It's not going to be.
It's going to be a bit more
I need you to
dramatic.
lower your expectations.
Oh no,
I'm-
they're always pretty high.
So
with you.
here's the facts. So Kelly and I have met just this year. Yeah, she is a musical nymph, a fairy, if you
I thought
will,
she was going to add no to that.
a miracle when it comes to vocals. Yes,
She is.
she used to lead worship. She is now moving into her Swiftie era. She's moving into her, I'm going to start touring. I'm going to put out an album. I'm going to sign with a record deal. She's entering into that dream
I
era.
have
Yeah.
not said any of those words. I would like.
Don't care. It doesn't
We-
matter.
we
This is
say
my
this
introduction.
everywhere.
This is
I
not,
love that
this is
you're
none of
doing
your
that for
business.
me.
My introduction
Okay,
of
I
you is
know.
none of your business. So she's entering into a new era. It has inspired me to do the same, in the sense of when you reach a ceiling and your head starts to kind of curve and you're like, oh, this room is starting to get a little small for big old me because I'm a massive supernova star.
Yeah.
Kelly is taking the next step to like move into her dreams, and that's going at the pace that's comfortable for her. But today we brought her on because I think the most important thing that we as women, specifically in our 30s, especially when we're in our childbearing era, it's like, what dreams are we still chasing that have every ability to be accomplished, but society said you're done with those because you need to be focused on the kids. You need to be focused at the home. You need to be focused on a reasonable career. How unwhimsical of society to believe we couldn't do it all.
Unwhimsical. Or that you can age out of anything is so dumb.
Literally the dumbest. I've never been hotter in my life.
Never.
Kelly,
Honestly.
never been
Never.
hotter. Maddie,
Never.
been hotter. So tell me, when somebody dictates God's plan, for me, I get real sassy because I'm like, you don't know what God is capable of in my life. He has made me gorgeous at 33. Okay? So
I love her.
so we're moving
Can't find the
into
lie.
I
Kelly's
can't either.
delusional. Strictly delusion.
No.
It's full on. So Kelly, I have questions for you. Maddie, I know, has comments, questions. But my first question for you is, what makes now different than 25?
Oh wow. I think, honestly, I'm a totally different person than I even was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I don't recognize the person that pursued music. I was a kid, you know. I hadn't gone through a lot of the formative experiences that I have now. I think I feel safe doing it now because I know who I am, and before I was pursuing it for acknowledgement or for praise or for admiration. I was doing it because people were clapping when I did it.
For the ego.
Yeah. And then and so when that happened, like I had auditioned for a couple of TV shows. I was like the pinnacle of like pursuing music at 18. Because that was the major show on television, and that's what everybody told me to do. And at that point, I hadn't ever been rejected from a musical experience. I had not gotten roles that I wanted, but I was still in the show, or I had still, you know what I'm saying? Like I hadn't got the exact part, but I'd never felt full rejection before until I went on a TV show and I experienced success until I did it. And then the rejection was so intense and so major because it's the first time I'd ever had someone be like, you're not a good singer, you're not enough, you're not, like, all of these. It was the first time I'd ever heard that, and it really marked me for, like, honestly the next decade of like how I would speak to myself, how I would think about myself. And if I were to pursue music back then, I think it would have like ate me up and spit me out. I mean, it would have crushed me totally. And now I'm like, I've had constructive criticism. I've had people say things, and it's so fun now to be like, it doesn't make me any more or any less because I'm successful at the thing that I've been gifted at. I'm still the same person that I was yesterday, that I am going to be tomorrow, to my core, even if nothing happens for the success of music. And so I feel safer in that. And I think what I've realized is better things are coming out of it because I feel safe to be vulnerable and to experiment and to like maybe write things that I wouldn't normally be comfortable writing, or, you know, in my songs and in my lyrics, because I think before I was like, well, what would people want to hear? What do people like to hear? What are people going to think about me? And so it just feels, this time around, it just feels safe and fun. And music has never felt that way really for me, unless I'm alone in my room. That's the only time. So it feels different. Like I feel fine to get back on a stage and share that with people because I know that it's like, I have fun doing this, and before, this was really scary.
So what thickened the skin? What experiences?
That's what I was gonna ask. Like your self-worth is clearly.
Because what you said, and I think a lot of people can relate to this. And when you think about like, do people change? I don't think to the core of somebody, their soul is gonna be pretty consistent throughout their life. I think you can see somebody's soul pretty consistently throughout their life. But I think it's the exterior and the armor in which one builds over time. So what I'm hearing you say is you've got. I just want to know some of the stories that you're willing to share that built the armor for you.
This is why I wanted you here. Kellye has the most colorful life and such good stories.
I learned more about this the other day, and I was just like, I'm gonna ask direct questions.
There are so, I feel like I've lived a lot of lives, and sometimes they're so disjointed that I'm like, did I do that? Did I dream that? So, I mean, I don't know how far back we can go, but I think to answer your question about like what thickened the skin, I think it is what Maddie's saying. I think it is like all of these life experiences. I think it's also having a daughter who I'm very like, I'm faced with the reality every day. Like she's going to do what I do and not do what I say. And so it's like, you know, I see her get upset or stressed or scared. You know, she has a beautiful singing voice and she's so scared to share it with everyone. And it's like a mirror. Like I see that in myself, and I see how, like, I'm like, why would you not? Like, why would you not try out? Why would you not?
Right.
You know? And so I think a huge part of it is like having the mirror and looking in on my own life and being like, Yeah, no one cares. Like, no one is actually looking at you as much as you
Right.
think people are looking at you. No one's judging you as much as you think they are. Everyone's living their own life. And so I think it's like getting older and wiser. I think it's being a mom. I think it's I've had some other like big life events in the past 5 years that like I had my grandparents pass, and that really like made me realize like, oh, life is actually really, really short, and I keep making excuses to not do things. So this, I don't know that this skin is thicker or tougher. I think my mindset is just totally shifted on like I don't think as innocently anymore, which I think has been okay. I mean,
it gives me like a visual of, instead of you getting thicker skin, it's almost like your essence has gotten, your vulnerability is coming through because you've shed some layers.
Yeah, maybe
where
so.
you're like, I'm
almost
not
the
afraid.
opposite.
Life has touched me, and it turns out I'm okay.
No, I think that's right. I think
Yeah.
what you're saying is right. Now that I think about it, it's maybe my exterior was too tough before, and it's okay. It's okay to let people in, and it's
You are enough.
okay. Yeah. Like I survived, and I've reminded myself that internally a few times. Like, you have been rejected before, and you were just fine. Like, we lived, we're okay. We got through it through therapy and all the
For
other
sure.
things. Like, it's okay. The worst that's gonna happen is not that bad.
There's a quote that I probably tell myself every day, and it is, you have survived 100% of your hardest days.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, this is nothing.
Yeah, it really.
Yeah, and even if it is something, I got this.
And I think that is the other part of it too, is like the things that I have gone through in life. It's like, yeah, this is, I would have dreamt of doing stuff like this, and here I am, like, I'm so scared.
Right.
I shouldn't do it.
It's made you braver.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what, once you were rejected from said TV show, what then? Like, hard pivot?
Oh, it was a very hard pivot. And this is why I think my life looks disjointed, because that was so hard for me. I did two full seasons of that show. And when I left, it was within like a month. I had another friend who lived in she lived in Oklahoma, but she was doing missionary work. And so I was like, I didn't know if I should go back to college. I wasn't enrolled. I'd unenrolled. Like, what should I pick a new college? Should I start over? Should I pursue music? And I was so turned off by it that I was like, I'll just go where she's going. I'll just do what she's doing.
That sounds fun.
I'd grown up in church my whole life. And so I like knew enough that I could act like, I deserved to stand by her at things. And so I was like, I'm going to do that. And so I did. It was like it was a missions organization, but I was there to teach English. That was like I wanted nothing to do with music. I didn't do a music track. I just was like, I mean, I led worship a couple times when I was there, but it was teaching English as a second language. I went overseas. I lived in Thailand and Cambodia for a summer and just taught English, and was like, I just wanted to be somewhere that didn't have a TV. Like, I was like, I don't want to turn on. I remember being at the gym in Edmond and turning on E-News and seeing myself with Ryan Seacrest before I left. And I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. Like, this is so jarring for me.
Yeah.
And I think subconsciously I just wanted to go somewhere where I didn't know anyone. I didn't have access to the internet. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have anything.
That's a very 20s reaction.
Well, it's an interesting thing. I feel like, Kellye, you and I have very similar experiences in the way that we revulsed. What's the word when you push something away? You're like repulsed by it, but like there's like a revulsion toward the thing that you're experiencing. And like, I had a very similar reaction to Los Angeles, Hollywood, film, television, red carpets. All of it felt like the antithesis of who I was to my core. Yeah. Something about it felt like I needed to run as far away from it as possible, and literally went to Bangladesh for 2 months.
You guys both were like, we're not just going to go on a weekend getaway. We're going to go across the globe.
Well, and like the missionary work there was really dangerous, really hard, really scary. And like, it was so crazy to be, I mean, like I could feel myself. I wish I would have known back then what I know now, which back then it just was like, well, this is where God's calling me. But it was like, no, my body physically needed me to get out
Yeah.
Mhm.
and needed me to get to somewhere that was the complete opposite of what I was experiencing. And all because it's like that world, before you're ready, before you're prepped, before you have either the support system to like build you, or you have the skin thick enough to like withstand the lashings,
Yes.
I think that it will, you can feel it. You can feel like it's going to eat me alive. Like that's the feeling.
Yeah.
And now in our 30s, that's why we're like, oh, you have something to say? That's cool. I'm a whole different person. So I'm ready
Yeah.
to rock with you. Like, let's move.
What you think about me is really none of my business.
Well, and it's like
I
what
know
you
who
think
I am.
about me is going to get me more views, more sponsorships, more money, more record deals, more this, more that. It's like I now know how to turn what we were afraid of
Into a superpower.
into a superpower
Mhm.
because I'm like, oh, you don't like me? Okay, at least I'm doing something.
You're noticing
Yeah.
me.
And I'm moving it
Mhm.
through space where I'm taking up space instead of just existing. I think that was what I woke up from the past couple years, which was like I had been chasing something that was so frightening to me, very confronting. I had not done the work to be able to withstand the lashings. Now, having done the work, the lashings are way easier to handle, and they feel like
Yeah.
more just like a breeze.
Well,
Yeah.
and life has given us lashings too. So
Mhm.
we're kind of more, we're hardened to it in a sense where it's like that lashing doesn't feel like the others. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Mhm.
like I feel prepped going back into it being like, one, throw it at me. Like life has already thrown me enough. But
Yeah.
two, also just logistically, the curtain wasn't pulled back at that time for reality TV. You
Right.
didn't know. I mean, we barely had Twitter, so you weren't able to, get on a live Instagram and be like, guys, they edited my
Mhm.
audition. That's not even what I said, or that's not what I did.
Yeah.
You
No
can't
voice.
explain
Yeah.
yourself. Back then, that what you were seeing was totally real. There definitely weren't actors. There definitely wasn't edits. There definitely wasn't Frankenbites
Yeah.
put in. Like, we just now going in, I'm like, this is a TV show. I'm taking it with a grain of salt. And the
Mhm.
industry is the same, because I felt the same way. I couldn't even consume any of it. I couldn't listen to music.
Yeah.
It was just so hurtful.
A rejection of
Yeah.
that, like your body's like rejecting it.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then now it's like, okay, I know what this industry is, and I know kind of the in and outs of it. You feel a little more prepared going in and being like, some of this is not all it seems to be.
Right.
Does that make
But
sense?
no, but
No,
that's-
I think like, and this can go to all areas of life, not just music or TV, but like, I think when you're younger, you think more black and white, and you're like, this one thing that gave me joy now gives me pain, so now it's bad. But as you get older and you experience life, you realize everything is much more nuanced and multifaceted, and sometimes the same things that bring us joy can bring us pain and growth. And so you're able to identify as you get older, like, being painful doesn't mean bad.
Yeah,
Like,
I love that.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but you can't just know that. That comes from life experience.
Right. Yeah.
I think that. Sorry, I should be talking in my mic.
Eat it.
I eat that mic. This is. I've been having some conversations with women, like in their 30s, in their 40s. I think I'm like becoming genuinely obsessed with women in this age range. I'm
It's the best.
obsessed with them because I don't think that we've ever been more beautiful, like inside and out. I don't think we've ever been more
Mhm.
powerful. We know things, but we don't know all the things. Like
Mhm.
we're still kind of learning, but we're growing together. And there's this era. My mother didn't grow up in this, which she did, which I wish she would have so badly. I wish she would have been able to experience what I'm experiencing, which is just like unconditional love from women around her that
Yeah.
were gonna like be with her in the trenches.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, I was having some conversations with women at my kids' school this morning, and like just how all of them are so spectacular. So I want to ask all of us, I think we should all go around and like say, if somebody is listening to this and they have something that's unrealized, or they ran away from something that they were like, well, what if?
Mhm.
It's like, what would you say to that person who is thinking, you know what though, that dream is like maybe I should just give up on it. You know, like what are the steps you could take? What are some encouraging words? What are some things that you could say that would actually land to encourage somebody to believe that this is possible still?
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
I think that there's a really great way to discern whether something is still meant for you or not, and that is your actual physical reaction to it. If you think of something happening and it gives you excitement, a flutter, I could never, but gosh, that would be cool. You are not done.
Yeah.
It is not done with you. You're not done with it.
Yep.
If the thought of releasing something gives you relief,
Done.
you are already too far gone. Goodbye yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, we're done with that phase. Don't hold on to it for other people, other things, ideas, identity crises. Like, you know in your heart of hearts what feels right for you, and that's what you got to chase. And there is no time like the present. You're never too far gone. There's no reason. Everyone has a sparkle. There's no reason you can't find a way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's real.
I agree with that. I was gonna say if you still feel like you have something left in you, but I think and I'm not sure that it's something that would land as advice. Because when you said, what would you tell someone? I just thought of my own daughter, because I am in that situation a lot where I have to quickly come up with like, you know, some sort of sentiment that might land or might change her mind. But I think for me specifically, it was shifting from like a short-term mindset to long-term mindset. So like short-term is like, this is scary. I don't want to do this. What if people don't like it? What if I fail? What if I, you know, but long-term for me specifically in this situation, so however it applies to yours, I thought, and this is dark, but I did think when I pass, my kids have no physical recording of any of my songs that I've written for them.
Absolutely.
And that was a long-term, to me, I was like, well, I have to do this now. If I want them to have it when I'm not here, then I have to do it now. And that, so kind of really my whole process in this has been long-term thinking. And it does get you out of that like very real panic and anxiety of like, oh, I'm like really doing this, because when you're thinking long-term, you don't really have that.
Gives it that deeper purpose.
And I would say the same thing as you too. Just if you feel like, I just remember thinking, gosh, what if I don't do it? What does that feel like?
Yes.
What does it feel like if I don't do it? And then that gave me even more anxiety. Like, no, then my kids really don't have anything. And what will, you know? So, I don't know. I think it's also just I think it really helps to have people consistently saying things to you over and over again. There's something about having your like inner group really
Your
like
community,
breathe life into you. And often it makes you feel like you can do something. So I'm not sure that it would even be an advice moment, or just like, hey, for the next 4 or 5 months, like if you have an end goal at the end of this year, surround yourself with people who will consistently
Hold
speak
you accountable
into you and like hype you up, and just see in 4 months if your confidence is even shaking in a little bit. Like you might be like, yeah, let's go, let's do the thing that we wanted to do, and maybe do an experiment like that. Like if I can pour into people and they can pour into me, let's see what my mindset would be, because I think that does a lot.
What is one thing that you keep in your back pocket that someone has said to you that's made you be like, I can do this? I know there's been probably hundreds of them, but you know how everyone has that thing thing that they're like, well, you know what, I can't.
Like, is there a person's voice that comes to mind? I have one, but I like
for you.
Yeah, I have one very specific, and it's like, do you have that voice or that word or that like affirmation or that thing?
Yeah, I think I have a couple. I think I always have my grandparents.
Yeah.
And I won't cry about it, but I always have that. And then I have, this is such a pivot and so superficial, but at the end of my season, Ellen DeGeneres did pull me aside and say, you promise me you will never give up doing this.
Oh.
And I
huge.
verbally said I promise, and I've not done that promise to
Well,
her.
you're
Not
still
that she
going.
means anything to me or I mean anything to her, and this, you
But
know,
it's still a
it is-
moment.
I remember choosing, like, I'm gonna promise you, and I'm gonna mean it, and that haunts me a lot. Not that that's an affirmation, or it was. I remember feeling very like, oh, she's
Convicted.
like pulling for me, and she thinks that I'm good enough, and that was enough to make me feel that I could respond with a
For
promise.
sure.
So
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, I have so many people in my life that are constantly hyping me up that I have pockets full of them. I mean,
Good.
truly.
Good.
Yeah.
You should.
I think like there's too much. I know specifically there's a couple of women that are going to be listening to this episode. And if I'm not speaking to anybody else except for these two women, I just want to say, like, there is just something about when you feel it in your gut and it's pulling you. I mean, they've given you plenty of different ways to maneuver that, but like, it is possible. So just take the first step. Take the first step and then see how that feels. And then take the next step and see how that feels. And when it feels like it's starting to get shaky, go back to the grandparents in your mind, or go back to the recognizing if your spirit is feeling excited. I mean, go back to the core beliefs. And I think honestly, just falling into delusion, just really
Don't
be delusional.
An
Yeah.
whimsical bitch.
Truly,
Yeah.
truly. God, I mean, like, honestly,
But like honestly,
get delusional.
let's get whimsy with it.
Get whimsy with it. Like, honestly, because I think that I look at people who are successful and I'm like, good for them, but I could do that. You know?
Yeah.
Like, good for them. Not mad about them
Yeah.
doing this. There's plenty of room. Where's my seat? I hate to be this person, but I'm like, I want that seat. I need you to have that seat. I need you to have that seat. I need my husband to have that seat.
We'll
Like,
need to sit up here on the front row together.
like, I genuinely feel like if all of us wanted to be stars, we have that power. I genuinely believe that. The same way I believe that every person actually can sing. My husband doesn't believe that, but I actually believe that everyone has the ability
I
to.
need you to work with Andrew.
No, I'm telling you, everybody has the ability. Kellye may disagree, but I think everybody
I
can.
agree because we went to karaoke and Andrew said something and I was like, you just need a few voice lessons, like, and you'll be fine.
I'm telling you, placement
Yeah.
at like breath work, it takes very little.
He might be tone deaf.
Repetition.
No, he can
I'm
do
telling
it.
you, I've
Everyone
worked with
is.
Okay.
somebody who's tone deaf, and they are now leading
Like
musicals.
maybe we
I'm
should
telling
record
you,
a series where you two come to work with Andrew over
do it.
over a month and see if
My.
he improves.
I would do that. Honestly,
we have to.
you know
That's a good
who's
experiment.
a good person to work with too, and who Kellye I feel like would love to give like a voice lesson to is Hunter. He has a great voice. He just doesn't believe he does, and that's half the battle. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
mental.
I am the opposite.
You're like, I'm
will
incredible.
I sent our friend Kayla. I sent her
Yes.
a video
I'm incredible. Yeah.
recording of me singing to Colors of the Wind so one of my vocal cords was paralyzed for like a year from COVID, and I sounded like I was a boy teenager. And then it
That's
got
so hot.
better. No, it wasn't. It
This
wasn't.
is like a legitimate fear. When you told me this the first time, I was like, oh, this isn't.
It was
thing
a
of my
real
nightmare.
thing.
No,
And I
this
was
is-
like, I hated every second of it. Well, then it got better. So then when I would sing, I was like, this sounds so good. So then I'm driving in the car and Colors of the Wind came on Disney Station. So I was like, record. And I sent it to Kayla, who's like, she's like an agent for famous people.
It's the best person you could have sent
And
it to.
she listens to it and she goes, oh, wow.
oh wow.
I listened to it back and I was like, oh no.
I have
I'm
to hear
not
this.
good.
I'm sorry. I
also,
have to hear this.
In my fantasy, she was with famous people when she pressed play. Like that's my fantasy.
No, she was
I
in
am
sweatsuits.
dying.
Sweats at the
When I
house.
tell you I will
Thank
pay you,
God.
I will pay you dollars out of my pocket.
I'll show you guys right after this.
I need to see it instantly.
It's
I'm not even kidding.
I might even post it. I don't care.
Please post
Am I
it.
gonna do
Oh
it?
my god. Please post it.
Kayla played it for when we went to Florida for Courtney and Stacy, whose husband is like a literal famous singer, and I was like, okay, we're doing this.
I'm sorry, but that sounds great to me.
I am not
I
like
love
by
awesome.
nature a funny person, but there's
I think
every
that's funny.
once
That's
in a
funny
blue
to
moon.
be confident and send videos of yourself being silly. That is funny.
It's delusion.
I think you are everything to me, and you have been since day one.
You
So
are.
just
I
know
just
that.
love to be funny adjacent. I love nothing more than laughing. And this reminded me what I was going to say is I've been watching all these interviews for All's Fair, Kim Kardashian's new
Mhm.
lawyer show, which guys,
Oh, I don't know about
I
that.
like it.
I haven't seen it.
It's so bad, it's good. But they do all these, they're doing all this press, and they're hysterical together. You can tell they love each other and they're fun. And I was like, do you know what I enjoy more than this? Nothing. When girls get together, oh no, when girls get together and
Hold on.
oh no.